His words cost him his life. In 43 BC Rome, a senator named Cicero stood in the forum and spoke truth to power. He called out corruption. He named tyrants. He defended the Republic against men who wanted to destroy it. Everyone told him to stay quiet, to play politics, to protect himself. He refused. His speeches were so powerful that when his enemies finally caught him, they cut off his head and hands. They nailed them to the forum wall as a warning to anyone else who might speak the truth. But his words survived. 2,000 years later, we remember what he said. His killers are forgotten dust. Most people never learn this lesson. In ancient Rome, speaking truth was dangerous. Power meant everything. Cross the wrong person and you were dead. So people learned to lie skillfully, to flatter, to say what powerful people wanted to hear. Truth was for fools who didn't understand how the world worked. Survival meant keeping your mouth shut and your head down. Cicero watched this and made a different choice. He decided his words mattered more than his life, that truth spoken publicly was worth dying for, that some things are more important than staying alive. Today, nothing has changed. You know the truth. You see the problems. You watch people lie and get rewarded for it. And you stay quiet, because speaking up could cost you your job, your reputation, your comfort, your safety. So you choose silence. You tell yourself it's smart, strategic, realistic. Cicero would say you're just afraid. So what did he understand about truth that we keep refusing to accept? Cicero believed in something radical. He believed that words have power independent of the speaker, that truth spoken publicly becomes permanent, that once you say something clearly and forcefully, it can't be unsaid. It exists, it spreads, it outlives you. Even if they kill you for saying it, especially if they kill you for saying it, the words remain, more powerful than armies, more lasting than empires, more dangerous than any weapon. Most people think this is naive. They think power is what matters. Money, influence, force, words are just sounds that disappear. Why die for something so temporary? Cicero would say you've got it backwards. Power is temporary. Money is temporary. Your life is temporary. But words that capture truth, those are permanent. They echo through centuries. They inspire people you'll never meet. They change the world long after you're gone. Watch what happened with Cicero. He gave a series of speeches called the Philippics, brutal attacks on Mark Antony, who was trying to become a dictator. Cicero laid out exactly what Antony was doing: the corruption, the power grab, the betrayal of Rome. He named it all, publicly, repeatedly, with precision and rage. Everyone told him to stop. He was making himself a target. He was going to get killed. He said he knew. He said it was worth it. Mark Antony eventually had him hunted down and executed. Cut off his head and hands. Put them on display. A clear message: this is what happens when you speak against power. And it worked for a moment. People were terrified. But something unexpected happened. Cicero's words didn't die with him. They spread, they were copied, they were read in secret. They inspired resistance. They became more powerful dead than alive. Because martyrdom proves you meant what you said. This is what people miss. Speaking truth isn't about winning the immediate argument. It's about creating a record. About saying clearly what everyone knows but won't admit. About forcing people to hear what they're trying to ignore. You might lose. You might get destroyed. But if your words are true and said publicly, they become permanent. They can't be unsaid. They can't be erased. They outlive their consequences. Here's what Cicero wrote: nothing is more noble, nothing more venerable than fidelity. Faithfulness and truth are the most sacred excellences and endowments of the human mind. Read that again. Fidelity to truth is the highest virtue, not cleverness, not survival, not success. Truth, speaking it even when it costs you everything. That's what makes you actually worth something. Right now, think about what you're not saying. What truth are you holding back because speaking it would be dangerous? What corruption are you watching and staying quiet about? What lies are you letting pass because calling them out would hurt you? All of that is cowardice dressed up as wisdom. All of that is choosing comfort over courage. Cicero would say, you're wasting your life protecting nothing. Someone in your workplace is doing something wrong. You know it. Everyone knows it. Nobody says anything because they don't want to be the one. So, it continues. You tell yourself it's not your responsibility. That speaking up won't change anything. That you have too much to lose. Those are just excuses. You're watching wrong happen and choosing silence. That's not neutral. That's participation. Or you see leaders lying, politicians manipulating, people in power abusing it. And you stay quiet because what can you do? You're just one person. Your voice doesn't matter, except it does. Cicero was one person. His voice mattered enough that they killed him for it. And 2,000 years later, we're still talking about what he said. Your voice might not change everything immediately, but silence guarantees nothing changes ever. Here's what makes this hard. Speaking truth has real consequences. You're not being paranoid. You really can lose your job, your friends, your reputation, your safety. That's not exaggeration. That's reality. Cicero knew this. He still spoke, because he understood something most people don't. Living in fear while staying silent is worse than dying for speaking truth. One is slow death. The other is actually living before you die. Most people choose slow death. They compromise, they rationalize. They tell themselves they're being smart by staying quiet. They watch their lives pass without ever saying what they actually think. Without ever standing for something that mattered. Without ever taking a risk that counted. Then they wonder why they feel empty. Why they feel like they never really lived. Cicero lived more in his final speech than most people do in 80 years of carefully managed silence. This doesn't mean be reckless. Cicero wasn't stupid. He calculated his risks. He knew exactly what he was doing. He chose his moments. He built his case carefully. But when the moment came to speak or stay silent, he spoke. Every time. Even when it would have been easier to stop. Even when people begged him to stop. Even when he knew it would kill him. That's the difference. Most people know the truth. Most people see the problems. Most people even want things to change. But when it's time to actually say something, when there's actual risk involved, they go quiet. They find reasons why now isn't the right time, why someone else should do it, why staying silent is actually the wise choice. Cicero would say, you're just rationalizing cowardice. Think about what you actually believe, what you know to be true, what you see happening that's wrong. Now ask yourself, when was the last time you said it publicly? When was the last time you took a real risk to speak truth? When was the last time you chose honesty over safety? Most people realize they never do. They live entire lives without once speaking truth that costs them something. Cicero's words outlived the Roman Empire. The men who killed him are nameless. The power they protected collapsed. The lies they told are forgotten. But his speeches, still read, still studied, still inspiring people to speak truth to power. That's the thing about truth spoken publicly. It doesn't die. It compounds, it grows more powerful over time. Lies fade. Truth endures. You think you're protecting yourself by staying quiet. You're just making yourself irrelevant. You think you're being strategic by not speaking up. You're just ensuring nothing you do matters. You think you're surviving by choosing silence. You're just slowly dying in a way that's comfortable enough to ignore. His words cost him his life. But his words outlived everyone who killed him. They outlived the empire. They outlived the lies. They're still here, still true, still powerful, still dangerous to people who prefer comfortable lies to uncomfortable truth. That's what speaking truth does. It makes you permanent. Silence makes you forgotten. Stop protecting a life that isn't worth protecting. Stop choosing safety over significance. Stop letting fear determine what you say and what you don't. Speak the truth. Take the risk. Say what needs to be said. You might lose something, but at least you'll have actually lived. The words that cost him everything are the only thing that still matters. Think about that. Drop a comment if this made you uncomfortable.